Hey guys, I need a second pair of eyes on this. Okay, so here's the bike project, right? Now here here's my steering. Um, I mean it's pretty kind of straightforward, right? Now the first thing is I discovered what's called the Ackerman linkage, Ackerman steering, Ackerman compensation. It's a dude that made wagons in the 1800s, and basically it has to do with the angle of these arms in relation to a fixed point on the rear wheel, and it has to do with the two front wheels turning at slightly different radiuses to go around a corner and not side skid. So that's all been taken care of. Now, the point we're at now, we got to get this guy to that guy. Option one. Option one is to run this down, run a U-joint right there that'll allow me to bend, run a shaft straight down. The shaft will go through right there with a bearing top and bottom, lock nut, lock nut. Then there's an arm coming out with a hard pipe linkage like the one up there going forward. Okay. And then another linkage, bearing, shaft, another block here, bearing, arm, and then a link going from that arm to, there-ish. Okay, so that's option one. Shaft, linkage, shaft, arm, linkage. Okay. Phew. Option number two is something to this effect, which is asymmetrical, which is basically just run an arm off of that guy, run that guy up there, and run an arm off of that guy, 90. So this would have, just another guy like that, and they'd be at different levels, so these could pass under. I like that because it's the least number of parts, but it's sure is ugly. And I'm worrying about things kind of binding up. Tablet, I swear to God, will you focus for crying out loud? Just give it a second, I'm sorry. Okay, option number three, cables. That's either a drum here with the cables wrapped around both directions, or an arm coming out with a cable, two cables off that point of the arm. And then we go bearing or pulley, and then the two cables meet in the center of this arm. And so it would be a pull, cable going around there, cable going around there. Problem being, I would like to do a little roller skate bearing, with a flange top and bottom, right? The ball bearing. But I fear that I'm going to have to do something more like a pulley you'll find on a sailboat, where it would mount here, but the pulley would flop around, and that would allow for the pulley to track this cable at an angle, right? Okay. Option four is expensive, but it'd be friggin' cool. Miniature hydraulic cylinder. Arm coming out of there, hydraulic cylinder tied there and there, double acting, two hoses to the cylinder there. And so it'll be a push-push system hydraulic. Move that, cylinder moves. It's the same thing that keeps the bucket plumb on a bucket truck. As the arm goes up, one cylinder pushes another cylinder. So, yeah, my original was going to be an arm off of here, and then a 90-degree, go that way, 90-degree bell crank. So it'd be link to the bell crank that goes this way, and then another 90 there. And I was going to run a link on each side but I've come to find that this angle is incredibly important, and that sort of kind of has to be there. And I think it's a better system tying them together directly like this, and then tying to a fixed point on this rod to move them like a car. I mean, they do cars like that probably for a reason. So, all right, 5.5 minutes. That's plenty to explain my problem. It's 2 foot square. Everything else is standard kind of bike sizes, so you can get scale. Uh, comment away, internets. All right, ting. Thanks, guys.